Hello, friends, and welcome to New Gameplay Today. I am your host, Alex Stadnik, and I've assembled the wackiest characters in the galaxy. Starting off with the EIC, Andrew Reiner, the Groot of our group, really.
Reiner.
He is Reiner. Then the plucky upstart, the Star-Lord, I guess, Marcus Stewart.
All right, I drew the best straw, I guess, on that one. I didn't think I'd get Star-Lord, but I'll take it.
And then the ever lovely, the Gamora, Brian Shea.
Hey, it's me, Gamora.
Hello. Shea, what are we looking at here?
This is Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, which you may remember was revealed I think during the E3 timeframe by Square Enix and Eidos-Montréal. So it's a single-player action game. You control Star-Lord, and basically it's like a squad-based action with light RPG elements game, and it's story-based. You make choices as you go, and it's a lot of fun. I actually got to play it.
Wow, so these are hands-on impressions.
Yeah, this is not me playing that you're watching right now. This is actually footage provided by the developer, unfortunately, but this is the same sequence that I played.
Whoever played it did a great job.
This looks like something you would do, though.
Yeah, it's exactly what I would do. I would just stare at the ship.
So we're talking over the conversation. What is happening here?
So basically, now we're in a completely different area, but the place that I picked up, if you remember the earlier coverage of the game that we did, you were trying to dupe Lady Hellbender into giving you some money so you can pay off a fine for Novacore. And so this is after that mission. We don't know what happened in Lady Hellbender's fortress, but now we're at Novacore Station, and it's like completely abandoned when you arrive. And the guy died. All right. And then you're trying to figure out what happened, and then you're ambushed by like an offshoot of Novacore that's been kind of co-opted by a cult, and you're trying to basically fight your way out, retrieve your ship, and escape with your lives while they try to capture you so they can convert you to their cult. So as you see, you control Star-Lord, and you issue commands to your Guardians through using the bumper and then face buttons to give commands while you are fighting. So you're not actually directly controlling them. See, you just gave Groot a command to bring his roots up and grab everybody, and then you can issue another command like Rocket there to blow them up. So it's all about stringing together combos and finding out which combinations of abilities and perks work best with your Guardians. And it's really pretty satisfying. It's just a matter of my only concern is how well it'll work in the long term, because I only got to play for just over an hour. But what I played was a lot of fun.
Okay, that's good, because I feel like we had a recent example of, I guess Tales of Arise isn't a fully acceptable comparison because you can take over for the other characters, but I spend a lot of my time in that game using the other players' powers, the boost powers or whatever. So I guess that was my anxiety with this game, is is it going to feel satisfying? Are you still feeling in control type of thing of the actions on the, I guess control is not the right word, but is that satisfaction of you using these abilities there, even though you're not technically using them?
Yeah, absolutely. So you're Star-Lord, you're floating around. You can see he has his jet boots that he can float around. You can lock onto targets, so you're not having to aim while you're floating around and trying to control where he's going and everything. But then all the different characters have different abilities that all kind of play into this general theme. Drax is really good at delivering powerful attacks that up their stagger meter. Gamora is quick, more deadly strikes, precise strikes. Rocket has AoE damage usually, and Groot is good at kind of setting people up for combos and being kind of a support character. And then Star-Lord has different elemental attacks. I had an ice elemental blaster that I could use in addition to the standard blaster. So he can augment his blasters with different elemental effects. So if I shot them enough with the ice blasters, it would freeze them in place, and it would right there. Wow!
Wow! The serendipity of it all.
And different enemies have different elemental weaknesses sometimes that are displayed over their health bar that you're seeing. I don't think these guys had any elemental weaknesses, but so you can see they all have different abilities that you can unlock and upgrade as you go with the ability points that you earn. And like I was saying, if you look at all these descriptions that you're seeing right now, you would see that they all kind of have a common theme, although they don't all stick to that theme. Groot does have some heavy damage dealing attacks, most of his are about setting up the combinations for the other Guardians to really take advantage of. And this is kind of like that atmospheric stuff. I got kind of like when I arrived, it was kind of like a Dead Space vibe, where it's just this abandoned station, and like you don't know what's going to be lurking around the corner, and there's a lot of exploration. And while I do have concerns about the longevity of the combat and like some of the simplicity of the environmental puzzles, they really nailed the like the tone of the Guardians. Like they just don't shut up the entire time, but in a good way, because that's like the Guardians of the Galaxy tone, where they just banter back and forth both in and out of combat.
Any character annoying? Star-Lord in particular? I'm looking at him. How is he?
He actually, I think, talks the least out of all the characters, because you have control over some of the responses. You saw it just now, where it was like somebody said something to him, and he had the ability to respond or not respond. And if you're bored of hearing Star-Lord's voice, you don't have to respond in some cases. But based on how you interact with different characters, that will open different options for you. And then here's a look at the workbench, where you can craft different perks for Star-Lord. So like I liked the rapid reload, where it basically installs like an active reload type of mechanic, like we saw in Gears of War, where you have to time your reload with like a double press. And cool. I don't know what this is. Oh, this is this is where in the sequence when they uncover a Nova Corps helmet, when they're trying to figure out what happened, and somebody starts talking to them on the other end, and you can decide how you want to respond to them. So there are light elements of choice. However, it's still like a point A to point B narrative thing. But you will unlock certain things like Easter eggs and different interactions with different characters. Like, for example, in my demo, I found out Jack Flag is being held at this station, and you can choose to free him or like kind of ignore him. And if you free him, that opens up new scenes and new things involving Jack Flag later on in the level, and they teased maybe even later on in the game. So it'll be interesting to see like how far they really take like some of these elements of choice.
Fantastic.
If I don't like Star-Lord's hair, can I wear this helmet for the rest of the game?
Well, there are different costumes. I don't know how much they affect it. I've seen like a Star-Lord with like a tracksuit jacket. I've seen Rocket has like a full little like suit and sunglasses. It's like the cutest little thing ever. You'd see at Build-A-Bear. And for some reason, after the Lady Hellbender mission, they have a llama that like hangs out around the Milano, their ship. So I'm interested to learn like what this llama's deal is.
What were you gonna say, Marcus?
I was like, can you pet the llama?
Oh, probably, right?
Talk about that flight sequence. We saw it briefly, like a Star Fox flying.
So I don't know, because I didn't get to play that, and then also I asked them about that, and they couldn't talk about it. So that's really just that was the first time I was seeing that as well.
Oh, all right. Well, hopefully we can show it. Anyways, this has been a great look at Guardians of the Galaxy. Shea, when does this come out?
Comes out October 26th on a lot of places.
Oh,
PS5,
my favorite console.
PS4, Xbox Series X, Xbox Series S, Xbox One, Switch via the cloud, and PC.
Beautiful thing. Well, I truly think the GI Guardians of the Galaxy are the best version of it, and I'm waiting for our Marvel Universe number. But gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. Viewers, thank you so much for watching. As always, be sure to like, share, and subscribe over on youtube.com/GameInformer. Be sure to go check out the site for some of the best written work on the planet about video games, and just be good to one another. We'll see you next time.